This will be interesting. Well, good morning, Facebook. How was everyone this morning? As you can see, my topic of the day is patriotism or terrorists. Wait, hold on. Yeah. Patriotism or terrorists. You got to keep him down here, right? Okay. Somebody that was watching one of our shows sent me a message. They wear this hat if you are of Latin descent. Well, I'm going to clarify a few things for you, brother. All right? As you can tell, this is a topic for me. My bay is somewhere else. And many of y'all may hate me after this comment. Many of y'all may love me because of my visual opinion. And other y'all may just say, fuck me altogether. But I don't care. Okay? To clarify for that individual how I could be of Latin descent and wear this hat, well, let me break down the percentages for you. I'm 35% Latino, 35% Italiano, and 30% black. Okay? So there's your clarity as far as that goes. Okay? So they asked me why I can wear this hat. Well, I like to start off by defining the reasons between patriotism and terrorists. Okay? And I'm not racist. I'm going to start off with that. I'm not racist. I am of all races. I was raised in black and Italian households growing up. So I like to make that clear first. My bae is quiet today, boy. She ain't. All right. In my opinion, and you see I started it off with in my opinion.
Because everyone got one like assholes.
Because everyone's got one like assholes and everyone thinks that theirs don't stink. Yeah, I got that. Okay. What happened in the Capitol, to me, was an act of patriotism. Yes, you heard me correct. What happened in the Capitol, to me, is an act of patriotism. You're sitting there saying, why? How? Because it was under the banner, to me, for the better good of America. People wanted Trump to be president. The people wanted to be heard. And they were invited by the man who holds keys to this country. When they stormed that White House, they had the right to do so by order of the one man in charge of the whole country. He said, bear arms, come up, do what you want. Man, listen, they did it under the American flag banner. You see what I'm saying? This is a sign of patriotism. When you put this with whatever you're representing, it is a form of patriotism. I hear so many people of all different cultures. Yeah, there was majority of white people, but there was black people there. There were Spanish people there. The camera focused sophisticately on the white folks to make it look that way. Let me start that off right out the gate. So that was, to me, is an act of patriotism. Now, the Black Lives Matter movement, oh yeah, y'all about to hear me now, started off as an act of patriotism. And the reason I say that, the inkling that black people have been shot down is an injustice. It is not right. I do not condone it. It's not correct. But when the Black Lives Matter movement started, it was for the sake of the people. They needed to be heard. The marching, the protesting was all great. I mean, it was fantastic. Thank you. Until the rioting started. And let me clarify, the rioting and the looting and the burning and the breaking of property, breaking of your community. Now, you're not attacking for a cause, you're attacking for profit. Okay, you're attacking to destroy. You're attacking not to be heard anymore. So for those protesters that started the Black Lives Matter movement in regards to benefit for the black people, that was correct. That was an act of patriotism. But once it became violent, once policemen started have to show that they have to get physical to maintain order, because things became so hostile, people were shooting at things, people were burning cars. Listen, and they were robbing their own community. But let me tell you what happened. Just like every other domestic terrorist group, I will repeat this. Every other domestic terrorist group, if you don't know what domestic means, that means homegrown terrorists. Homegrown terrorists. Ku Klux Klan, homegrown terrorists. Black Panthers became homegrown terrorists. The Million Man Black Movement, you know, when Malcolm X had everybody carrying weapons down the streets of New York, through Harlem and everything, even though they consider that a hero, that is an act of terrorism because it's an act of aggression. Not under a banner, but under their own separate banner. BLM, hashtag BLM, became its own banner. So then after they've shown their violence, they became a domestic terrorist group. What this stands for, look at it well. All American. I make jokes saying I'm an all-American. No. This signifies the banner of the American people. And the American people are speaking in a unity. So that cannot be considered a terroristic threat. They were invited to make a stand by the man that controls this country. And regardless how many times you impeach him, he is still the man that can press the button tomorrow and start nuclear war against other people. This is our president, still. And this is what it stands for. I want to make that clear. To me, true patriotism, now let me get back to the concept that I'm not racist. This hat does not mean racism to me. To me, a true patriot was black folks that used to go to war for a country that showed them no respect, no love, no strength. They didn't have the backbone or support of their country, but they fought for this flag. Those were patriots. And as I watch these videos now, I see that this is one of the mornings that I have the least amount of watchers. The least. Why? Because it said Trump. But understand this. That is the difference between patriotism and terrorists. When you are uniting under a banner, this is the banner, but symbolized by the American flag, which means your people unite. That is not a terrorist group. Their actions are for the benefit of the entire country, not isolated by one small group. Black Lives Matter is one small group that once they became violent and terroristic and their people started stealing, and it went from being patriotic to domestic terrorism. The Ku Klux Klan, they are under a banner, KKK. It does not significant the American flag, but they too are a domestic terrorist group. The Black Panther movement from early 60s and 70s, once they became completely violent, they lost sight and no longer followed the American flag as a banner, but followed a cat, which is another symbol. It's no different than the symbols of Al-Qaeda, the symbols of, concept terrorists everywhere, ISIS. Everyone has a symbol. And if it does not follow under the American banner, it is considered a terroristic group, domestic terrorism. It is not considered patriotism. Understand that clearly. For people that saying, those people who stormed the White House should be executed, should be killed, should be punished. This wouldn't have happened if they was black. No, this wouldn't have happened. First of all, the whole world was burning, and then when you try to storm the White House, they were already expecting all what you, the whole conspiracy brought, the whole riots brought. This was an invitation. The president stood before everyone and said, come. If you think that I should still be president, come and bear arms. If you think I did good for my country, come and bear arms. The president, the man, the ruler of the country gave the invitations. He gave the keys to his house and said, come tear this motherfucker up. For what you believe in, for the greater good of the country. MAGA, make America great again. Understand that. That is the philosophy behind that. So from this day forward, I may have new friends and I may have no friends no longer. But understand the difference between patriotism and terrorism, and then understand why it is I wear my hat. This is a sign of patriotism to me. This is for what I believe in. Everything that starts off can start off with a good cause. But then it becomes domestic terrorists if it goes south. Okay? And I like to make that clear. Black Lives Matter movement started off patriotic. And then they became domestic terrorists. Once the violence, once the harm, it wasn't for no longer for the sake of the black people. It was more for the sake of themselves, benefiting, terrorizing the streets, arm muscling. Ain't no difference than the Ku Klux Klan, Black Panthers, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, all of them. It's all concepts of a domestic group. And I once again repeat, I am not racist. I stand strong by my American people, bro. And this is my belief. And my banner is the American flag, invited by the President of the United States that still, regardless of impeachment, is still the President. So like I was saying, that's what gives me my right to wear this hat and why I wear my hat. I know this is not one of them funny morning, good morning America situations like I usually do. Some of y'all may hate me on the comments that I'm saying. Some of y'all may love me because I'm speaking voice and I'm speaking facts and I'm speaking truth. And most of y'all won't even watch because it has wisdom attached to it. But I appreciate for watching my morning video. We're still doing the share giveaway. I just had to address this situation, okay? Because I wear this hat means I love my country. Because I wear this hat doesn't stack me down to a race. I can't hear. Slow down to a race. Like I said, 35% Hispanic, 35% Italian, 30% black. And I choose no other greater than the other. But I know the difference. And I think you guys need to start seeing the difference between patriotism and terrorism. It's very important that y'all signify the difference. Because there's no form of patriotism if it's not all for the support of your country. That's all I really got to say this morning. Y'all have a great and wonderful day. Watch this video, share it. She's still doing her giveaway. You see, I ain't really have much to talk about with her today because I'm just on my own different field altogether. And she started making noises with her phone and shit, and I need to be heard. How my brain works is how I need to be heard. So, thank you for watching my video this morning. Have a great and wonderful, blessed day. And I hope I answered the questions of why I wear my motherfucking hat. Get at me.
I know that was crazy at the flea market the other day when
Right.
that boy asked you that.
Right. People try to intimidate me out of my hat. Big old... Nigga, that's what I wear. I wear my hat, nigga. What you want to make of it, nigga? Y'all stay up. Have a blessed day. Peace.